Well, hello, guys, and welcome to another episode on the Up to 11 podcast with your host, Dan Groom. Now, we want to talk about a night that I will never forget for a very long time. The show at the O2 Arena down in London, Linkin Park, on Tuesday, the 24th of September, 2024. What can I say? It was an emotional night. It was one of the best shows I've ever been to. I've been to see them twice, obviously way back. I think I went to see them in 2014. I can't remember the exact show. Within the time of going to the show, they released a new song from Zero. The song is called "Heavy Is the Crown," and I tell you what, when they were performing it live, it was amazing. It's the fourth track on the album, and that comes out in just under 2 months' time. Roughly, I'd say 7 to 8 weeks' time. I can't wait. The bit, if you know, you know. There's a bit in the song where she is screaming for 15 seconds, or maybe more. I wasn't even counting. It was just mind blowing. And she's proven the doubters wrong. She's doing a fantastic job, I think. There's a reason why they picked her. There was a reason why they picked her, and she's really good. She's really, really good, and I'm happy. The band were phenomenal. The new guys were on point. And yeah, it was a great rock and roll show. Got down to London. Took us a day and age to get down to London. We arrived at the parking for the O2. It was 40 quid for non-pre-booking. And unfortunately, we didn't pre-book it. I think it depends on the type of event you go in. There's all sorts at the O2 if you've ever been. This is my second time going to the O2 Arena in London. And it's really like a really funky venue. There's a shopping centre in it. There's a massive, I don't know if it's a massive one, but there's a Cineworld in there. There's loads of restaurants. We went to Slim Chickens as per usual. I think they played "Heavy As the Crown" at Hamburg, and let me just have a look at their Hamburg set list for a second. They played 27 songs. Yeah, they played "Heavy As the Crown." First show in Europe in 7 years after the death of Chester. Here's a note here. Is there a note on the bottom of this? No, there isn't for the England one. So I wasn't expecting them to kick off this one. Somewhere I Belong. Crawling. Yeah. Lying From You. Points of Authority. I think that they kicked off the show pretty awesomely with some of the them four bangers. Then they came in with New Divide. It was one of my faves. It's, I think, out of the three like Transformers songs they've done, I think that's the best one. Don't get me wrong, I love What I've Done, but I'd say that's my least favorite out of the whole Transformers films. Then they played Emptiness Machine, fantastic. Went into the Catalyst. They shorten it, like the version, and then they did Burn It Down, and then this is when it got really emotional for me. Waiting for the end, there's a thing for it. It's called Ugly Crying. I've never heard of it before in my life, and yeah, I was in bits when they were playing this one. To be fair, I was crying when they were playing Somewhere Belonging, Crawling. Castle of Glass, not one of my faves out of the Living Things album. It's alright, like, And then Mr. Han had a solo with Colin on the drums. Obviously, it was like a mixed solo, shall we say, and it was good. Throughout the show, well, actually after like Mr. Han solo, Mr. Han solo, hey, I made that joke to my mate. I was like, oh, his name's Mr. Han, and this is his solo, Han Solo. Terrible dad joke, that is terrible. When They Come For Me was awesome. Oh, I was sorry. I was saying about Mr. Han. In the second half of the show, he was their cameraman. I've got a video of him just like doing the weird positions and stuff. I was like, who's the guy in the orange jacket? He had an orange jacket on, and I was like, oh no, that's Mr. Han. And I was like, what's he got in his hand? Oh, that's a camera. And he was like doing some weird thing with the drummer. I think it was for Keys to the Kingdom. Oh, Emily's vocals on that was phenomenal. I have to say, that was so good. And waiting for the end, I've said before that her voice, it suits that song in particular. Honestly, yeah, we'll get to Emily properly in a bit. So yeah, When They Come For Me / Remember the Name, Keys to the Kingdom, it kicked ass, like I said. Given Up, oh, Emily's vocals on this one too. Oh, One Step Closer, and then they had a massive break. I was like, oh, they'll be on stage in about a minute and a half or 2 minutes. It was pretty long intermission. It was a really long intermission. Obviously, with it being such a short time frame to organise a tour, like especially these shows, they've obviously announced more. We'll get to those in a minute. The production, the light show and everything else was fantastic. Like the lasers, oh yeah, it was cracking. I feel like they put all their time and effort into the light show, which adds to the show. It really, really does. But in the intermission, obviously, if you've seen clips online of the show, they have it in the round, so it's a center stage. So instead of having, which in my opinion is probably the best way I think concerts should be, in the round. Metallica were the first ones to do it. Actually, I say that loosely. From artists and bands I've seen, they were the first big band to do it, I'd say, like 15, close to 20 years ago. Maybe 16 years ago, I'd say, for the Death Magnetic tour. And they literally had the stage in the center, like in the round. Obviously, they're still doing it today. For their stadium show, actually, Ed Sheeran has done it on his whichever tour. Oh, I can't remember the tour name. I think it's Mathematics, isn't it, or something or other. So Metallica are doing it for 72 seasons. Adele's done it. Oh yeah, if I remember, Adele did it. I'm trying to name a few bands that have done it off the top of my head. Foo Fighters, Muse have done it-ish. Oh yeah, Muse have done it for the Drones World Tour. Oh, that is one show I really wanted to go see in the arenas, the Drones World Tour. It was more of a square instead of a round, and from everywhere in the arena you could actually see it. And we were on like the lower bowl of the arena. It was a good view. We were, I think, the third row down. No, yeah, third row up, sorry, from the actual. So the floor was there, and then we were row K. Good seats, section 103. So as soon as we scanned our ticket, we went up the escalator, we turned first left, and the merch stand was there, and we were literally like, oh, 103, boom, straight through. So literally straight through was 103. I was like, cool. And then it was like straight down, cool. And I was like, yeah, this is a good view. This is going to be a great view. And the O2 looks really big on film. But when you're there, it looks tiny. I think it was because, obviously, there was massive giant screens above the stage, so you couldn't see the second higher tier that was across the arena. So maybe that's the reason why it looked smaller than it did. Initially, I thought, oh, this isn't a sellout, because there was like a section from us. There was like a gap. There was like 20, 30 empty seats, like a massive spot. And this was like 5 minutes before Linkin Park were coming on. And I was like, oh my God, this isn't a sellout. I thought it was, But no, as soon as the music intro hit, I looked over. I was like, it's filled up. So we was talking about seats. Yeah, third row from the edge of the seating area. It was a cracking night. Seats at the O2 are a bit uncomfortable, so if you're sitting, I would suggest maybe go get a drink at the bar or stand in the merch queue. A little tidbit about the O2. So we obviously pay for parking. We walked through the nice little architectural masterpieces, I would say, in Greenwich. And we went past Waggers, and obviously we had the tube stations on the left, and I was like, right, there was 2 merch stands outside. Now, obviously it said on Linkin Park's Instagram that there'll be merch stands obviously open before you can enter the actual arena. So if you're just a member of the public, you can literally just walk into not walk into the arena, but walk into the foyer before you scan your ticket. I'm trying to think of if you've ever been to the AO Arena in Manchester, you've literally got obviously the go-kart in place. You literally walk up into like that little quad. It's like a thoroughfare to the Victoria Station. A little bit similar to that, I would say. Ooh, damn, nearly knocked the mic over then. Similar to that, but it's a massive shopping centre on the left, a load of restaurants to your right, and yeah, honestly, it's state of the art. They finally got a use of this place. I don't know what it was originally. I know it was called the Millennium Dome. I can't remember what they used it for initially, but they've been using it for massive concerts, and they used it for the ATP finals at some point for tennis, and obviously boxing and whatever. Oh yes, merch stands. That's what. So there were 2 merch stands, and there was a massive queue for this merch stand that was like, it's like, guys, there's going to be a load of them. There's literally one there to our right. And there was a massive queue on that one as well. And I was like, guys, there's going to be merch inside. I suppose I don't think the doors were open yet, even for like priority. The LPU, the Underground Peeps, who got pre-sale tickets and were able to stand. I understand you probably want to get merch straight there and then go queue up, but you may as well queue up and then get your tickets scanned, run to get your place, as long as you got like a mate or 2, and then go get merch and a drink. It just works. Or if you're lucky enough, get to the merch stands before everyone else does when they actually open. I think for the AO Arena and that little foyer bit for the Victoria Station bit, you've got also the lounge for the AO Arena as well, like the mezzanine thing, like the VIP lounge or whatever they call it. they'll have the merch there like hours before the doors open, and we've done that before. They've even actually decided to, that wall in that little bit, they've decided to put like shelving so they can actually put merch there, so makes it better, I'd say. A lot better. I love the AO Arena. I love it. Gone off track as per usual. So yeah, we just went, yeah, let's not queue up in these queues. We'll just go get food, and as soon as the doors open, we'll just go in. Well, half hour after the doors open. So we sat down, I think, an hour before Grandson came on. And they were good. I think it's just a 3-piece. You've got the guitarist, singer, and drummer. And they're friends with Mike and that lot. And he was saying like, oh, if you guys come back to do with this type of thing, we want to be there, in celebration to support and stuff. And they were good. They were really, really good. Grandson, go look them up. I presume they're from Los Angeles. I haven't done my research on them yet. Might start listening to them soon because they were pretty good. I don't know what they remind me of. I can't remember. So yeah. So that big massive break. Obviously, like I said, the production part of the show, obviously they couldn't make a stage that suited them. They just made like a stage that looked like it had high production value, and it does. I don't get me wrong, the show had high production value. Don't get me wrong, but obviously very limited time with the dates literally going on sale like a week, maybe a week and a bit, 2 weeks before the shows. Obviously, they couldn't decide, oh, we need like a turntable so we can turn the equipment to one part. So Emily, for the first part, actually for the majority of the gig, was facing the other stands on the other side of the stage, and we had Mike on our side, and I was like, yeah, I'll take that. And the drummer had his back to us, which I ain't fussed. I can actually see him drumming better from behind. kind of a weird thingy. Massive break, and so they turned everything around. The drummer was on like our side, the right hand side of the stage, and he went to the left side of the stage from our perspective. And obviously Mike switched with Emily for a little bit, and they had their little duet with Lost, and it was shortened and beautiful. Both voices just complement each other so good, and I think that's why like I said, that's why they picked it. Another song that was really good was the song that they played later on. So after that one, they played Breaking the Habit, What I've Done, and then Leave Out All the Rest, which is like the slow beginning one, the piano bit. And then they played My December acoustic, and this is the one that was amazing. Made me weep, made me cry. Yeah. And I think I was all out of tears, I'm not gonna lie. Mike and Emily's voices on My December was phenomenal. Honestly, it was so good. Yeah, it was amazing. And then a song I thought they were gonna leave, because I haven't looked at the other set lists, obviously from the Los Angeles show, then New York show, and then obviously the Germany show. I didn't see what they were playing, and they chose Friendly Fire to play, and I was like, oh, I thought they were going to leave this one because this was Chester's last song post, what's the word, post mortem, post death, basically. Yeah, but first time hearing it live, it was good. They came in with Numb, and yeah, they played the hits after this one. They played In the End, and then they came on. They finished the main set with Faint. There was the other Transformers song that I like. After, for Leave Out All the Rest, for some reason, me and my mate went, nah, I can't pronounce the song properly, but it's from the Dark of the Moon film. And it's called Indiscret. I can't pronounce it properly. And originally I thought, no, they're gonna play this one. This is one of my favorites. And then obviously they started singing Leave Out All the Rest, and I was like, oh, which Leave Out All the Rest is still a great song, but I was like, oh, because I really wanted to hear that song. So came on for an encore. Did Paper Cut, one of my faves as well. And then they played the new one, Heavy as the Crown, and it was good. And like Emily's, there's a bit for the third chorus. Holy Mother of God. Her scream on that song was amazing. And it went on for quite a lot longer. And she had a standing ovation. Well, I wouldn't say a standing ovation, but literally the whole crowd cheered. And I was like, yes, this is what we wanted. This is what you asked for, is one of the lyrics. I mean, mate was like, oh, it's going to be part of the League of Legends thing. And I was like, okay, yeah, it's just a Linkin Park song, kiddo. Sorry. And then obviously the staple at the end, Bleed It Out. Sorry, I've just thought of it in my brain. The grandson guy helped write a lot of Fort Miners stuff. Mike had another band, or like a side project, and called Fort Minor, and the band have been going on for quite a long time. But it's been sort of his side project, Mike. But I didn't know it. But the lead singer and grandson, obviously helped write a lot of the majority of the tunes. So learned something new whilst I was at the gig, which was cool. Well, I thought we're not gonna get a Linkin Park again, and I thought Mike was gonna go off and do his Fort Minor stuff, but he did just Mike Shinoda. And that's the set list from the show. I'm gonna compare them actually to the other shows, the previous show. There you go. So Hamburg. Let's have a look. Did they play anything different? I think it's the same, isn't it? Apart from Lost in the Echo. That is one of my faves on that album. I like that. Yeah. Oh, I'm happy they chose Keys to the Kingdom. I'm happy about that. They played Keys to the Kingdom in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center. Did they play anything different? Oh, you're kidding me. A Place in My Head. Oh, god damn. Instead of Keys to the Kingdom. Ooh, to be fair, they're both on par. But it would have been nice for them to play both. They played both at the Brooklyn show, because obviously they didn't have the new song, Heavy as the Crown. They didn't release it yet. So, yeah, it's pretty much the same. What about their Los Angeles show? Because I don't think I've seen the set list, have I, for that one? They play Lost in the Echo. And, yeah, the set list is pretty much remained the same, apart from they didn't play Lost in the Echo and A Place in My Head for us. But we got the new one. We got a new track and the Keys to the Kingdom, which is top notch, brilliant. So yeah, the show was good. I can't fault it, to be honest. From them only playing a handful of shows, I feel like they were probably really good. And Emily's vocals and her stage presence has, well, I don't want to sound mean and say improved or something, but she feels more comfortable, I would say. She feels like she belongs. She's somewhere she belongs. And I'm happy that we've accepted her. The people who've been to the show, I feel like we have accepted her. I was so lucky to get tickets. Their tour next year, whenever they announce more dates for next year, is just going to be amazing. Oh, I'm on the Linkin Park store. I was going to buy a hoodie, but I didn't want to. No, I was about to buy a hoodie, but I got the shirt instead. And then I was like, oh, maybe I get this instead. Because there was a hoodie that was the same as the t-shirt. And I was like, I'll just get the t-shirt because I prefer the t-shirt. And there was a nicer hoodie, but it was a zippy hoodie. And I was like, oh, I really want the zippy hoodie. But I decided I wanted it after the show, and they didn't have the size I wanted. Always here's a top tip for you. If you want a fitted, the hoodies and the like the jackets and whatever, they will always be a size too short. I got that from the busted hoodie. It was, for an extra large, it was tight as anything. And I can fit into large and extra large t-shirts. So, little top tip for you. I believe also they had. Oh, that it's not on the website. Oh, that's quite funny. I wonder why they haven't put them on the. Oh, that's a bit random. They haven't put it. They haven't put the dates on tour on their website, which is kind of weird. That's very weird. When they announced, obviously, the new song, they announced more dates. I think their Paris show got leaked actually, like the night before. And I was like, oh, they're playing in Paris. The La Defensive Arena. Paris La Defensive Arena in Paris. It's a 30,000 capacity venue. Well, 40,000 for concerts, so which is big. And they've got Sleep Token as support for them. And that's on the 3rd of November. They are playing at the Globe Life Arena in Dallas, Texas on the 8th of November. And they've got 3 supports, they've got Bad Omens, they've got Jean Dawson? Jean Deason? I wonder what the tick means. Well, next to Helmet doesn't have a tick. Never mind, eh? And then obviously playing in Sao Paulo at the Allianz Park? Allianz Parque. Parque, is it pronounced? It's a stadium. They're playing on the 15th of November in Sao Paulo, which they've added. Obviously, they've got. I thought we were the last ones, but I forgot they've got the show on the 28th of September at the Aspire Arena in Incheon, South Korea. And then they obviously got their Colombia date as well. Colombia on the 11th of November. So, that's the Linkin Park review. I would say I don't think anything could improve. Sadly, it was fantastic. I think it's because I haven't heard those songs for a very long time live. So hopefully next year we'll have the new songs integrated into the set list, and I would love some deep cuts, and I mean deep, deep cuts, like high voltage, a place in my head, easier to run, don't stay. You know what I mean? Like deep, deep cuts as well. I would love them to also maybe do some more slowy tunes as well. I think Pushing Me Away is a beautiful song, but the ballady version, I can't remember what the version's actually called, but I remember it from the Milton Keynes show. That's on CD, and it's amazing. But yeah, High Voltage would be, oh, I would love to hear that song live. Shadow of the Day would also be a nice one to play. There's one of them which I'm hoping they don't touch, and that is One More Light. And I'm thinking they might touch it now, because they did Fighting Fire. Fighting Fire, Friendly Fire, Sharp Edges would be a good one to play as well. Final Masquerade, A Line in the Sand, those two, I would love them to play. You know, I would love them to play 1,000 Suns. It's in its entirety. I'm going to say that's their best album. This is a whole different topic, isn't it? This is a whole different conversation. Obviously, Hybrid Theory is the OG, let's be real. Meteora is up there as well. Meteora is obviously more guitar riffy, and I love it. Fighting Myself, she couldn't, that one that I think that was one of the first things that they released, she couldn't. I think that would be perfect live. The little things that give you away. I mean, any of the songs from One More Light would actually be fitting. What would you like to see on the next set list? They might have a completely different set list for the South Korean show. It's going down. That's not a Linkin Park song. It's more of a. There's a band called The Executioners, and it was always on Kerrang TV, and it was Mike with like a load of rappers. And way back when, I was like, ooh, what was that song that I always listened? That was always on Kerrang, and Mike was in it. And they released it on the Hybrid Theory 20th anniversary edition. Oh, With You is a good one as well. That's one of my faves from Hybrid Theory. You know what? The Hybrid Theory is just one. Is a cracking album. It is. I think they're all good. I think the worst album they've done is Living Things, but we can only blame. We can't. We can't think of them for trying, because they changed their sound massively for that one. They went a bit more dubsteppy, didn't they? Anyway, like I said, that's a conversation for another time. I can't believe I got lucky and was able to get tickets for this gig at the O2 Arena in London. I didn't give a rating for the show. I'd give it a 9 out of 10. No, 9.5 out of 10. Oh, no, I can't give it. I have to give it a 10 out of 10. I can't think of anything that was bad with it. I think the only bad thing was maybe that halfway intermission. I think that's the only thing that I can think of that was not good. Anyway, Emily, you kick-ass duck, and we hope you will stay in the band for a very long time. Like we said, she isn't replacing Chester. I'm going to say something I'd say controversial before we end this. I think she could fill his shoes. The show, the performance she gave, if there was anyone that could replace Chester, it's definitely her. Great choice, Mike. Great choice. Obviously, she might not be everyone's cup of tea. I think it's because also that she's a woman. A lot of women aren't really respected, but you've got some of the greatest vocalists in the heavy metal scene. Well, in music, you know, you've got Amy Lee, Evanescence. You've got Baby Metal Girls. I actually don't know how to pronounce their names because they're all in Japanese. But the lead vocalist, Suzuka Nakamoto. She sounds like a vehicle, doesn't she? She sounds like a vehicle. I'm not kidding. I'm absolutely not kidding. Spirit Box, Courtney. She's good as well. Those are old. You've got Tina Turner, Stevie Nicks. She's iconic, isn't she? Janis Joplin, Patti Smith, Joan Jett, Debbie Harry, Haley. I forgot about Miss Williams. Jesus, Avril Lavigne. I mean, she's more poppy, isn't she? But some of these women aren't really metal and rock singers. They're more just like a collection, aren't they, of every genre. Joni Mitchell, Alanis Morissette. You got Madonna, Lizzie Hale. That's another one. Yeah, of Hailstorm. Carole King. Yeah, God rest her soul. Wasn't a major fan, but Sinead O'Connor. Taylor Momsen from Pretty Reckless. She was good. She kicked ass. They were support for AC/DC in July when I went to see him at Wembley, and I was like, yeah, she's good. She's got some great vocals on her. Pink, yeah, Pink. Back in her day, mate, she rocked like I don't know what. I've named big female singers there. Oh, the girl from The Warning, Daniela Villarreal. The Warning are pretty amazing. They've got a whole live performance on YouTube, and I totally recommend. They were support for Muse. They were fantastic. Maybe we went to see them at the Milton Keynes. Oh, yeah. I just want to say thank you for listening in and stuff. The next gig on the cards for me, well, it was that, but I actually don't have tickets for that. That would have been in April or May, but then they had to reschedule it. Keen, if you want to know. They were celebrating 20 years of Hopes and Fears. Their only album they got famous on. It was Sim 41. I don't have the tickets no more. It will be the Vaccines. I'll be seeing them pretty close to home. I'm gonna try and get Sim 41 tickets to their Nottingham show the night before the Vaccines, but tickets are on sale now. I'm not a part of their fan club because it's like 25 quid. And good job. I love Maiden, but it's so bad that you have to do this. This is a conversation probably for another episode, but you literally pay 25 quid to get into a pre-sale before everyone else, so you jump ahead of the queue, right? But you can't get a normal standard ticket. Like if you wanted standing tickets, they're not just standing tickets. They're rear standing tickets. So you're at the back and you pay money to be in that pre-sale, which, in my opinion, Maiden, that is scumbaggy. I'm sorry, but that is real scumbaggy of you to do that to fans, you know, real fans who are a part of the fan club. Granted, they get all sorts of stuff. They get exclusive merch and obviously discounts and all that malarkey. But for them to not get, well, just a normal general admission ticket for standing, or front standing for that matter. That's bad. That is really horrible practice. So I'm glad I didn't pay 25 quid, because I even looked at it like, oh, pre-sales are now. I didn't know that. It's like, let's see how much they are. And I was like, oh, general admission, boom. And I didn't see it until like later. It said rear standing. I was like, that's bad on a pre-sale as well for the fan club. Come on, guys. And Maiden operate the fan club. No one else operates it. So, yeah, I don't agree with that whatsoever. Yeah, if you're gonna have a pre-sale, there's literally no point. You may as well just jump on when they go on sale for everyone else. Yeah, fan club pre-sale rear standing ticket. That's horrible. Not gonna lie, that's very bad, in my opinion. And why is there tickets? I don't get this. Why do they lock tickets behind? You've got some that are with hotels. Yeah, for the 4-star Crown Plaza Manchester standing package, 265 quid for a hotel. It's 2 tickets plus one night stay in a double or twin room for 2 on the night of the event. And anyway, I'll try and get tickets. They go on sale later, but the tickets that really matter is Coldplay. Live Nation's pre-sale goes live tomorrow at 9 a.m. I'll be up, fingers crossed, dead early for that. I'm hoping it's not going to be like Oasis. I really do hope it's not going to be like Oasis. So I've got my pre-sale code for the Coldplay. I'll try Live Nation as well, but Coldplay pre-sale code, my unique access code. So you must have a Ticketmaster account. Oh, so it's through Ticketmaster. If we don't get... Oh, I need to ask my mother if she wants to stand or sit. I presume she'll want to stand. No, she'll want to sit, sorry. But I want to stand. I want to stand. Hope you enjoy your weekend. I will be bringing a news this weekend. Might bring it on Saturday. This will probably go out on Thursday night. I ain't gonna have time to edit it and go sleep, you see, and publish it. So it'll just go live. So this has been the Linkin Park London O2 Arena From Zero World Tour show review. Yeah, I can't fault it. I think it's Linkin Park, and it's like my first show back with them for a long time. So, and a lot of people's first time anyway. So, and just to hear those songs live in a proper live setting again it's beautiful. Next time we see each other, Linkin Park, I want to be there. I want to be there. As Chester would say, let's sing songs together, yeah?